Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Go Watch Something Awesome movie podcast. I am your host, Joshua Armenteros, and this is a show where we're going to talk about movies. We're going to play games. We're going to figure out what makes movies so awesome. Most of my future episodes, I'll be sitting down talking with other creators like myself. I'll be talking with friends, with family, and maybe hopefully one day, actors and filmmakers. But before all that, I should probably tell you guys why I love movies and decided to build an entire brand and a channel around them. At the very beginning, the first question that someone asks you, what's the first movie that made an impact on your life? What's the movie that sticks out? The movie that made you fall in love with movies. And obviously, as a child, you watch a lot of animated movies. I loved Lion King. It's still one of my favorite movies of all time. A lot of cartoons. You know, Pixar might have been around that time as well. But none of those are it. The first live action movie that made an impact in my life, that made me love movies, that made me want to watch movies, it made me want to go to the movies over and over and over again. It's funny because it's not even in my top 5 movies. It's Terminator 2. Yeah, and I hope that I'm the only one in the world that says, when I think about movies, the very first movie that pops into my head is Terminator 2. Because everyone else has Batman. They have Superman. They have Spider-Man as their favorite superheroes. At the very, very beginning, it was Terminator for me, man. I loved seeing this movie. This movie was so freaking cool. Not just the action, but the man himself. No dialogue needed. Hasta la vista, baby. That's all he needed to say. He was so cool with his sunglasses, with his leather jacket, with the shotgun, and the way he reloaded it. He was my superhero, okay? I left the movie wanting to be the Terminator, and it stuck out. This is the reason you watch movies. You watch movies so that they latch onto you, so that they hold on to you, and they make this type of impression on your life. And I'm telling you, at the very, very, very beginning, it was Terminator. As strange as that might sound. People ask me, though, why I started this channel in the first place, why I started this journey, why I began to post videos and record movie reviews and play these games and stuff like that. And it's funny. I never thought that this is something that I would have wanted to do. I loved movies. I love movies. I do my very best to go to the movies at least once a week, if not multiple times, if the wife allows it. But funny enough, the wife is actually the reason that I started this channel in the first place. I love going to the movies. She really likes going to the movies. But whenever we leave a movie, you know, I just want to talk to her about what it is that I saw, what it is that I felt, what it is that I would have changed, the things that I love, the characters I love, the small little Easter eggs in every one of the movies. You know, these are things that I wanted to discuss after every movie because I'm so excited about watching it, whether the movie was good or bad. And sometimes I'd leave a movie and my wife, she put off a couple work calls during, and afterwards she's calling people back. You know, she's dealing with meetings and stuff. She's got a lot going on. And while I'm there in this hyped up mode, trying to have these conversations with her, she's busy. And one day she got off the phone. I don't even remember what movie it was, but I was so excited to talk to her about it. And she said to me, baby, I wish that I had the time right now to listen to everything that you have to say about this movie. I thought it was really good as well. But I got to deal with this call, and I got to do this, and I got to do that. And by the time we got to the point where we could have discussed the stuff that I wanted to talk about, the moment kind of felt like it was gone. You know, the excitement was kind of out of it. She told me that I can start a TikTok channel. I can start recording my opinions and my movie reviews, and I can make the channel really fun and really funny, and for people like me that just love watching movies. So it's crazy. She talked me into it, you know, and she's done that a lot for my stand-up career too. I'm a stand-up comedian, and you know, it's not an easy job, and it takes a lot of self-motivation and a lot of pushing to get on stage. You know, it's a lot of self-marketing. You're calling different places, different clubs, and trying to get your name out there, and the travel and stuff. And it's really intimidating going on stage and doing stuff like that. And my wife is amazing. She absolutely pushes me for anything that I like and anything that I want in life. No matter what it is, she is my number one fan and she's absolutely pushing me. So at the very, very, very beginning of this channel, which was, I believe, about a year ago, if not a little more, it was her. I had no idea that this was something that I would even consider doing. And once she put the idea in my head, it was balls to the walls from there. Weirdly enough, I'm a stand up comedian. I go on stage and I talk in front of rooms filled with people. And that is easier for me than posting these videos online. You have no idea how scared I was to just press post the very first time for reviewing a movie. It was very intimidating. As a stand up comedian, I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about my wife, my kids, my family growing up. These are all stories that I know from my perspective. Nobody else can tell me how those stories went because they were in my eyeballs. I go on stage and these people are hearing these stories and they can't have an opinion on that. You know, they can have an opinion on whether I'm funny or not, which is a part of the intimidating part for me. But you can't tell me whether I'm right or wrong on something that happened between me and my family, you know? Uh, but when it comes to reviewing movies, like I said, I'm just a guy that watches movies. I'm just a guy that's always loved movies from the very beginning, watching Barney and Power Rangers and Lion King to eventually falling in love with the Terminator 2. And then, you know, it snowballs from there until it gets to the point where all I want to do every week is watch the newest movie that comes out. But I'm talking about something I did not study. I'm talking about something that other people are much more knowledgeable than I am, you know. When it comes to the history of some of these characters, the stories, comic books, as far as superheroes are concerned, uh, historical accuracies when it comes to, you know, timepieces, the different type of lightings, and scores, and the dialogue and how it breaks down and the exact emotional cues that an actor can give and stuff. These are all things that I'm learning, that I've been picking up, you know, throughout my entire life. But every time I watch a movie, it's not every single scene is something that I'm picking up. It's not every time I watch a movie, you know, I understand the gravity of every single scene. I'm learning those things. And it's really cool to learn because it's really cool to watch a movie and pick up something new. It's really cool to watch a movie that I loved or that I disliked, rewatch it, and pick up on those things that I'm learning now that I didn't even notice then. It either makes me love a movie more, or it makes me dislike a movie more, or it makes me love a movie that I disliked, or hate a movie that I loved, you know? But I'm just a normal person that watches a movie and feels things, you know? I remember the first time I watched Finding Dory. A lot of people aren't crazy about Finding Dory. I watched Finding Dory right after I had my first son Maverick. And I'm watching this movie with him and, you know, Dory's on this adventure trying to find her parents. And eventually she finds them, and when she does, I'm just boo-hoo crying, you know? And that moment's always going to stick out to me. And somebody comes up to me and they tell me that Finding Dory sucks. And I will tell you and fight you to this very day that it does not. And the reason being, I felt so much watching that movie. It doesn't matter to me that that it didn't hold up for other movies. I can tell you at that moment that I watched that movie, I felt that it was great. And I think that may be my niche as far as content creating and talking about movies and stuff, you know. I think there's a piece missing. And sometimes people are watching 10, 15 movies a week, multiple movies a day, just to critique them and talk about them online. And they don't actually, you know, snuggle up with a blanket, turn all the lights off, get in there with your wife, and start this scary movie in the mood to get the crap scared out of you. I went off on a little bit of a tangent there, but I was terrified posting these movies online because this isn't my world. Okay. And let me tell you, the people that I have met, the people that know, like really know about movies on TikTok, the people that like have been doing this for a long time on TikTok, the people that collect DVDs, have hundreds, if not thousands of DVDs. The people that read the comic books, like really read comic books, the people that know the history of every single Joker and how every Joker is different and their different nuances and their different storylines and different lineages. Those people really intimidated me before I had even met them. Those were the people that I was more worried about seeing my opinions than normal people like myself. And let me tell you, those people are some of the nicest people in the world. I have met so many people that just have accepted me into their world of reviewing movies or talking about movies. And it's not to say, I'm not trying to say like anyone owns any segment of something, but like I'm watching Straw Hat Goofy and I love his videos. I love Straw Hat Goofy. I loved his energy. I love every time I watched the movie, I went straight to Straw Hat Goofy's channel to see what he thought about it. You know, and that's what I want to be. That's what I want. I want people to leave the theater and think, damn, I wonder what Josh and the Go Watch Something Awesome movie podcast and his TikTok channel think about this movie, whether you agree with it or disagree with it. And those people, Straw Hat Goofies, Cine Josh, Kyle Likes Movies, my boy Mark, who was the very first person who opened his arms to me, and he is one of the nicest, coolest people that I have met. We send videos to each other back and forth. We're constantly watching each other's videos. All of these people are so supportive, are so cool, and I thank you guys for accepting me. And hopefully soon I will have you guys on this podcast so we can, shoot the shit together and talk about movies. That's pretty much it. I wanted to tell you guys why I love movies. I want to tell you guys why I got into this in the first place. But before I leave, I want to leave you guys with some movies. I want to tell you guys what movies kind of shaped my life. Obviously, Terminator 2 started it off, right? But my favorite movie of all time, Tombstone, #1 movie. It's been my favorite movie for God knows how long now. And I can tell you for many reasons. One, Westerns are my favorite genre. I also love Maverick. Maverick, I believe, is my third favorite movie. Tombstone with Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday. The cast of that movie is just incredible. The acting in that movie is just incredible. I love pistol whipping cowboys. So, I mean, I just love it. If they ever remade it, hopefully they do it right. That'd be the coolest thing that I ever experienced because Tombstone's my favorite movie. I'll be a harsh critic of that one. But yeah, I love me some cowboys. Let's see. The most rewatchable movie, the movie that I have seen probably the most times, and that anytime I walk into a room, if it's on, I'm just watching it. From the beginning, I'll watch it from the beginning. If it was right in the middle, I'll watch it in the middle. If there's like 2 minutes left, I'll watch 2 minutes left. That is Shrek. I can watch Shrek 700 times in a week. Shrek never gets old. It's always funny. It's one of the best movies ever made. And yeah, it's my most rewatchable movie of all time. Let's see. The movie that I quote the most, the movie that almost every single day, I got to hit 1 or 2 lines from that movie in my life. Easily. The Grinch. Jim Carrey killed that movie. Jim Carrey is my favorite actor of all time. He killed that movie. It's the ooh, ah, that's it, I'm not going, to the hate, double hate, loathe entirely. 4 o'clock, wallow in self-pity. 4:30, stare into the abyss. 5 o'clock, solve world hunger. Tell no one. I'm booked. It's just the best. If you want a movie that you can pick up quotes, you know what? Shrek is actually another good one for that. Shrek and the Grinch, quotes all day, 24/7. And let me tell you, if there was a movie that I can give you to watch that would personify who I am as a person and would tell you what this podcast, what my channel, what I am as a father, as a husband, as a son, as a brother, am in my everyday life, who I am on stage as a stand-up comedian. Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, is my shit. again, Jim Carrey's my favorite actor. Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls is easily the movie that's like, if you know me, that's me. If you watch that movie, you're probably coming up to me after and being like, you know what? This movie really reminds me of you. And again, like I said, Jim Carrey's my favorite actor. I did a lot of stuff that Jim Carrey did growing up. I would impersonate him, and I would do a lot of his jokes and a lot of his antics and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just love that movie so much, and I think that like those are the kind of vibes. If you stick with me, if you follow me, if you subscribe to my channel, those are the kind of vibes that you're gonna get from me. Now, what do I got coming up? Like I said, guys, I'm gonna be doing this podcast with a lot of friends, a lot of families, hopefully many, 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 many creators like myself, and I just want to talk movies, man. I want to play games. We're going to do movie rankings. We're going to debate on some stuff. We're going to disagree. We're going to agree. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. Like I said, hopefully one day this grows into me interviewing actors and filmmakers and people in the biz. Um, but as of right now, I just want to have some fun, man. I want to hear from the creators that have been so nice to me and open their arms and welcome me to this world. And I want to hear how their journey started. I want to pick their brains and I want to learn from them, and I want to hopefully grow in this thing with them, because that would be absolutely amazing, to be honest. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where you are listening to this. I don't know where you're watching this, but follow me on TikTok, Armenteros_movies. I'll post it right here. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Armenteros_movies. I'm posting movie reviews. I'm playing games on the streets with people and my friends and my family. We talk movies all the time. That's a lot of my short form content. I'm going to be posting these podcasts on YouTube so you can watch them. I'm going to be posting them on Apple Podcasts. I'm going to post them on Spotify. I'm trying to grow. Okay, I'm posting this stuff everywhere. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. And as always, please go watch something awesome.